Have you ever noticed how your dog seems to understand you even before you say a single word? You reach for your keys and suddenly it becomes excited, you sit quietly and it comes closer, you feel upset and it gently rests beside you as if it knows something is wrong. These moments make it feel like your dog truly understands you, almost like another human would. But is that really the case, or is something else happening behind the scenes? The truth is far more fascinating than most people think. Dogs do not understand language the same way humans do, yet they have developed an extraordinary ability to interpret human behavior. Over thousands of years of living alongside humans, dogs have evolved to become experts at reading us in ways that go beyond words. They don't just hear what we say, they observe how we say it, how we move, how we feel, and even the patterns of our daily lives. This combination allows them to respond in ways that feel incredibly intelligent and emotional. When you look at your dog and feel like it gets you, you are not entirely wrong, but the way it understands you is very different from human understanding. It is built on instinct, observation, and deep emotional connection rather than language and logic. When it comes to words themselves, dogs do not process sentences, grammar, or complex meaning like humans do. Instead, they learn through repetition and association. For example, if you say the word walk every day before taking your dog outside, it will begin to associate that sound with the activity. Over time, the word becomes meaningful, not because the dog understands its definition, but because it connects the sound to an experience. The same applies to words like food, come, or even the dog's own name. However, what is even more important than the word itself is the tone in which it is spoken. Dogs are extremely sensitive to tone. You could say something completely meaningless in a cheerful voice, and your dog might respond with excitement. On the other hand, you could say something positive in a harsh or angry tone, and your dog might react with fear or hesitation. This shows that dogs prioritize emotional signals in your voice over the actual words. Their brains are wired to pick up on emotional cues, which helps them quickly determine whether a situation is safe, exciting, or threatening. This is one of the main reasons why communication between humans and dogs feels so natural, even though we are technically speaking completely different languages. One of the most remarkable abilities dogs have is their skill in reading human emotions. Dogs can sense when you are happy, sad, stressed, or even anxious without you saying anything at all. This is not magic, it is a result of their incredible attention to detail. Dogs observe your facial expressions, body posture, movements, and even subtle changes like your breathing patterns. For example, when you are sad, your body might become more still, your voice softer, and your movements slower. Your dog picks up on all of these signals and adjusts its behavior accordingly. It may come closer, sit quietly beside you, or show signs of affection. This behavior is often interpreted as empathy, and in many ways, it is. While dogs may not understand the exact reason behind your emotions, they can clearly detect that something has changed and respond in a supportive way. This is one of the reasons why dogs are often used as therapy animals. Their ability to sense and respond to human emotions can provide comfort in ways that words sometimes cannot. Body language is another key factor in how dogs understand humans. In fact, body language is often more important to a dog than spoken words. Simple actions like pointing, turning your head, or making eye contact can communicate a great deal. Dogs are one of the few animals that can naturally follow human pointing gestures without needing extensive training. If you point at an object, your dog is likely to look in that direction or even go toward it. This shows how deeply connected dogs are to human communication styles. They watch everything you do, from the way you move your hands to the way you shift your weight. Even small, unconscious movements can send signals to your dog. For example, if you slightly lean forward, your dog might interpret it as a sign that you are about to move or give a command. Over time, dogs build a detailed understanding of your physical behavior, which allows them to respond quickly and accurately. This is why experienced dog owners often feel like they can communicate with their pets without saying a single word. Another major reason dogs seem to understand humans so well is their ability to recognize patterns and routines. Dogs are creatures of habit, and they pay close attention to what happens in their environment every day. They learn your schedule, your habits, and the sequence of your actions. For example, if you usually wake up at a certain time, brush your teeth, and then feed your dog, it will begin to expect that pattern. Eventually, it may even anticipate the next step before it happens. If you reach for your shoes, your dog might immediately get excited because it has learned that this action often leads to a walk. This ability to predict behavior makes it seem like dogs can read your mind, but in reality, they are simply very good at observing and remembering patterns. Their brains are constantly processing information about what usually happens and what is likely to happen next. This predictive ability is a powerful survival skill that has helped dogs adapt to living with humans for thousands of years. The bond between a dog and its owner also plays a crucial role in how well the dog understands human behavior. The more time you spend with your dog, the stronger this bond becomes. As the bond deepens, your dog becomes more familiar with your unique habits, emotions, and communication style. It learns the subtle differences in your voice, the way you move when you are tired versus when you are energetic, and the small signals that indicate your mood. This creates a personalized form of communication between you and your dog. No two dogs understand their owners in exactly the same way, because every human behaves differently. This is why your dog might respond perfectly to you but not to someone else. The relationship is built over time through shared experiences, trust, and consistency. This deep connection can make it feel like your dog truly knows you on a personal level, even though it is based on observation and learning rather than language. Scientific research has provided even more insight into how dogs process human communication. Studies using brain imaging technology have shown that dogs have specialized areas in their brains that respond to human voices. These areas are similar to those found in the human brain, suggesting that dogs are uniquely adapted to interact with us. When dogs hear human speech, their brains analyze both the words and the emotional tone. Positive words spoken in a positive tone activate reward centers in the brain, while negative tones can trigger caution or stress responses. This means that dogs are not just passively hearing sounds, they are actively interpreting them. Researchers have also found that dogs can distinguish between different people's voices and even recognize their owner's voice among others. This level of processing shows that dogs have a much more advanced understanding of human communication than many people realize. It is not the same as human language comprehension, but it is still highly sophisticated in its own way. So, do dogs really understand humans? The answer is both simple and complex at the same time. Dogs may not understand language in the way humans do, but they understand us in a way that is deeply intuitive and emotionally driven. They combine information from tone, body language, facial expressions, routines, and past experiences to form a complete picture of what we mean. In many ways, this type of understanding can feel even more genuine than words, because it is based on connection rather than explanation. Your dog may not know the exact meaning of every word you say, but it knows when you are happy, when you are upset, when you are about to leave, and when you need comfort. That is why dogs are often described as man's best friend. Their ability to understand us without needing language creates a bond that is simple, powerful, and incredibly real.